Ryan Fox comes from New Zealand sporting royalty. His father was an All Black and his grandfather, Merv Wallace, a Test cricketer. So it seemed only natural that Ryan would also fly the Kiwi flag on the world stage. The 30-year-old has already achieved a lot in his emerging career. Along with full status on the European Tour, Ryan has played in the Open Championship and also represented his country on 2 separate occasions.
For me, growing up and playing team sports, and obviously with Dad playing for the All Blacks and my mum's dad playing cricket for New Zealand, representing your country was the pinnacle, and I'm very, very happy to say I've been able to do that in golf.
Ryan has worn the silver fern at both the Olympics and the World Cup of Golf, following the family tradition of donning his national colours.
Golf's a funny one. We technically represent our countries every week, but you're probably doing it more for yourself than your country, whereas the Olympics was all about your country. You won a medal for your country. You did everything for your country, and even you could see that in the supporters. They'd cheer on "Go Germany" or "Go New Zealand" or "Go whatever." They weren't calling people's names, or they might not even known who some of the guys were, but they knew the team colours and supported the country, which was, it's a lot different than what we're used to.
One person who was very much used to being cheered on in black when he stepped out onto the rugby field for New Zealand was Father Grant. Although Ryan's recent global success has marked him as his own man, he never truly felt the pressure of living in the shadow of an All Black father.
I'm very proud of what Dad did in his career. I guess even though I was probably a little young to really appreciate it at that point, and I'd be happy to be known as Grant's son, but it is a little nice to be out of the shadow a little bit. I guess playing a different sport has made it a lot easier. Speaking to a few other rugby players, kids who are trying to play rugby, and they have to do something seriously special to get out of their father's shadow, and I guess it's probably been a little easier for me, with a completely different sport.
While vastly different sports, Ryan has found similarities between his ball striking and Dad's goal kicking. But for the most part, Fox Jr. uses brawn off the tee, where Grant relied on brains around the rugby field.
Probably wasn't the biggest rugby player going around, but obviously very skillful and very smart, and he used that to his advantage, and I guess I've always hit it long enough, so may as well use that as well. I guess the biggest parallel I thought there was between goal kicking and swinging a golf club. Obviously goal kicking is very similar, targets and all of that with swinging a golf club.
Father Grant certainly knows what it takes to reach the peak of his chosen sport. And as every sporting parent would, he sees it as his job to help Ryan get there as well.
They've probably been my biggest supporters of all and biggest sponsors by far, and I guess it's nice to be able to show them that all of that wasn't wasted. Hopefully they'll come over to Europe and watch a couple of the bigger tournaments this year, and I know they loved going to the World Cup of Golf last year, and I guess had the selection not been so close to the Olympics, I think they would have come over there, but it got a little bit expensive and hard to organise so late in the piece. But as I said, nice to see them get a little bit of joy out of this as well.
Catch Holden Golf World Thursdays and Saturdays.